It's time to spill the tea. Hello!
You there, and welcome to
A Spoonful of Theatre. And this is another one of our Spill the Tea theatre review episodes where we review a piece of Singapore theatre right outside the theatre foyer. So, Sam, where are we?
We are currently outside the Victoria Theatre, and what have we just watched, TJ?
We have just watched Kimberly Akimbo, Pangdemonium's 2025 musical. And quick disclaimer before we get into this. I actually had the fortune to help out on the show as vocal coach, so I am completely not unbiased in my thoughts. So we're going to frame this interview a little bit differently, where we ask Sam his thought, but I will also give my opinion as well, but it won't be completely unbiased on this occasion. But that's the theatre practitioner in me. I'm
yes.
Still here.
Absolutely.
So, let's jump right in. So, Sam, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. It's a very cheerful, certainly very, very funny. Mm-hmm. Very, very funny. I knew nothing about this musical, completely nothing at all. Barely knew the name. And I enjoy that type of thing because I can go in as a tabula rasa, a clean slate, a blank slate, and just enjoy the ride. And I did enjoy the ride. The story went places that I just did not expect that it would go. And there were some real laugh out loud moments, some real tender moments as well. And so, yes, I did have a lovely time in the theatre. Not my favourite musical. I wouldn't say it was outstanding, but I enjoyed it nevertheless.
Do you know what? It's funny because even before I came to help out on this show, I actually didn't really know it very well. It actually won the Tony Award for Best Musical a few years ago, and it just went over my head. It was one of those that didn't spark at me, or it wasn't on my radar. But after working on it, you know, there's a really cute story. It's very endearing. I'll agree with you that I don't think it changes the world of musical theatre.
No.
I don't think it's going to be many people's bestest musical of all time. But that's not a reflection of the show for me. That's just, you know, not everything's got to be the best, you know. Actually, you go on Netflix and you watch a series that, you know, entertains you, but it doesn't have to be the greatest piece of cinema of all time, the greatest TV show of all time. That's where this lies for me as well. It's a really lovely, cheerful night out with a really enjoyable story. It has highs and lows, but yeah, for some people it might not be it might not beat your Les Mises and your Wickeds and Sandy Hamiltons.
Yes.
But it's a really nice night out at the theatre for me, nevertheless. So, Sam, why don't we go into the details a little bit more?
Yes, well, let's start off with the performance, because it's a really, really diverse cast. So much so that I'm going to put the cast into two camps.
Okay.
The adults and the kids. Now, the adults, we've got Rebecca. Lovely to see her on the stage, but I'm a little bit worried for her because this is the second time I've seen her at the Victoria Theatre and she's injured. but all jokes aside, no, she was absolutely marvellous. Ben, it's so lovely to see Ben back on the stage. I've not seen him for a while, and he gave some real soul and energy to it. But Frances, my God, she absolutely stole the show for me. She was tremendous. She was so funny. Her physicality, her voice, her face was just marvelous, and she really, really made me chuckle any time that she was on the stage. And then we've got the kids. So that's Theo, Angelo, Beatrice, and Mel, who had such synergy together. They were really, really good as a team, as an ensemble, as a chorus. They were marvelous. But who really stood out for me was Theo, who was really consistent. My eyes were consistently drawn to him with how consistent he was with his acting and his performance. And then Mel as well, who brought a certain over the top to her character, that the performance was really, really there. And then we've got Menchu, and then we've got Zach. Now, Menchu as the lead, she really, really anchored the entire performance from start until end. She did really, really well, really consistent. And Zach was absolutely marvelous as the awkward, nerdy, geeky one. And I really, really enjoyed watching him. I would even say lean into the nerdiness and the awkwardness a little bit more. But no, it was a great cast. It really was.
And behind the scenes, let me tell you, this cast is just been a dream to work with. So on it, like the choices they brought to the rehearsal room, the talent that they all brought, like things just got done really quickly. And you can really see that on stage. It was just a solid show as you're watching it. You're not worried that is anyone going to be off on their notes or that sort of thing. It's just a really solid cast. And what I also really like with this particular ensemble is there's a lot of new faces that the audiences wouldn't have seen very much. For like Mel and Beatrice, for example, they're quite new to the scene. Theo is definitely quite new back to Singapore. So it's really nice to see that. And of course, bringing someone like Menchu, who is a star in her own right in the Philippines, she is just what I would consider a lead role anchoring person. That just, her talent, she just brings the most divine choices. Like when we were workshopping it, it was just acting through song masterclass.
Yes,
like,
right.
Really really inspired me actually as a practitioner.
She seemed so much in control of the role.
Yeah.
Really, really in control. No, really, really good.
Honestly, for like amazing cast overall, but you really have to come and see Menchu just own that stage. I think for me, just absolutely a performance I won't forget for a while.
I will say a little criticism is, now forgive me TJ, you are my best friend and I'm about to jump into your territory here.
Go on then.
Anagram felt a little bit messy towards the end of the song. I don't know, just something went out of sync. I don't know whether it was the leads or the backing singers or the orchestra. It just went a little bit messy to me. I'm sorry to say, love, I really am.
No. This is why we're here. I think it's also one of those things with modern musical theatre. This happens in a lot of shows where there's a lot of things going on at once. So that can sometimes be hard to focus in and zoom in as an audience because you're trying to, there's backing vocals, there's a lead vocal and there's a sub thing going on, and this can be a bit of a theme in modern musicals, which sometimes can distract from storytelling sometimes.
Staging. I thoroughly enjoyed the staging. It's so colourful and the use of neon lights, but something that I really enjoyed was the transitions. Now, I know a massive bugbear for you is stage technicians coming onto the stage and that can take you out of the universe, so to speak. There wasn't a bit of that at all. The transitions from one part of the scene to the next were just really, really good.
Oh, absolutely. One thing I love with this set is that it's there's moments of being literal, but actually it's in this world of this roller rink almost, with the neon lights kind of taking you to this 90s roller rink. And then the kind of motif of the house above, for me, says, "Where is home?" which is kind of a theme that the show explores quite a lot, and that's used quite a lot throughout as well. So, and that really blends with the lighting and the set. So both James and Yusian coming together really to kind of make this world come alive in a very different way. So it's very nice.
The ice rink, though.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Spoiler alert, everyone. There is an ice rink on stage.
Yes, it's certainly a risk. It's certainly a very, very big risk. I assume this is how they originally did it on Broadway or something. But
part of the show is set in an ice rink, ladies and gentlemen, so
yes.
that's why there's an ice rink on stage.
However, I felt it seemed like an unnecessary distraction. What I mean by that is that it ends the first act, and the ending of the first act is traditionally a really big number. And kudos to the choreographer that was to our dear lovely Andy, who was able to choreograph a piece of skating. But I don't know, because this is very early on in their run, but watching the performance on the stage, there was some where I was grimacing thinking, are you about to fall? Or they're damn good actors.
Well, I was just about
like
to say,
that.
not one person in the show as a character is a professional ice skater.
No, true.
So the characters are bumbly on the ice. One of them is a pregnant lady. One of them is a dad that's not been on the ice. So part of that is definitely those characters as well, and that's intentional. But I see your point there, that as an audience, because we're so used to going to musicals, and even a character that's not a dancer bursts out into a confident dance. So you watch that dance and you go, they're dancing now, and you believe it. We're in that world. And as a nice person that you are, and a very conscientious, and you don't want someone to hurt themselves, your kind of instinct of, oh, you're going to fall, maybe your teacher instinct comes in and go, oh, I need to go and help them and hold their hand. So maybe that is challenging audiences in a way. But for me, I think it's a very unique thing, having ice skating on a musical in Singapore. But I completely see your point of view. What did you think of the music, Sam? Did you like the songs? Did you like the band?
It's a very mixed bag of songs. Up-tempo and very tender and very endearing. None really stood out for me that I'm going to be humming along to on the way home tonight. But the orchestra, it sounded like a full-on orchestra down there. Like I heard a clarinet, and I love a clarinet.
There is a clarinet.
Yes, and it's our dear friends Joe and Jane that are down in the pit for this one. So well done, girls.
Absolutely. For me, this show, what you say there about there's no songs you're going to go listen to tonight, it is one of those shows. There's not those kind of typical big show stopping, there's no Defying Gravity or that sort of number. But to me, this is where sometimes musical theatre is done well, because the songs are very much for storytelling purpose, not for selling a cast album like an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. So they didn't write it for you to put it on repeat on your on your Spotify. Probably pros and cons with that, because maybe it also does mean people have not listened to the show as much and don't know it, and the songs haven't filtered through to general public, which is maybe why people don't know the show as much.
Yes.
But in context of the show, the songs all feel correct and real and lovely, and the songs are enjoyable to tell the story. So for me, that's where this musical shines, because the songs were written to tell a story, which is where good more theatre is, not just how many belt notes can I sing so the audience stand up on their feet.
Fair enough.
So for me, that's there. And a big shout out as well to the costumes. Leonard always does a fantastic job of the costumes.
Oh, they were marvellous. They were very, very... Men Chu's costumes in particular really complemented her character, because she is a full-grown woman playing a teenager with a condition that's made her a full-grown woman. And that... How do you costume something like that? How do you make a teenager and an older lady into one in costume design? And he made some really, really good choices there.
So I think we've covered most things now. So Sammy, I'm not going to give a rating this time, obviously, because I've worked on the show. I don't think it's fair for me to give a rating, so we're going to go down to you. So this is the first, everybody. But for interest of fairness, I think it's only fair. So Sammy, what is the scores on the doors for today?
I am going to give it a very respectable 3.
Fantastic.
The reason I give it a 3 is, and we've said this before, a 3 does not mean bad. 3 is very, very respectable. I had a lovely afternoon in the theatre. I laughed. It was colourful. I enjoyed it. But as I said, it's not an outstanding musical for me. It's certainly not one of my favourites. But that doesn't mean that I did not enjoy myself. I definitely did enjoy myself.
Absolutely. Well, I completely see where you're coming from with that. And for me, I just think it's a show that is a really, really lovely evening out. And it is, for me, now I've seen it, now I know about it. For me, it's one I'm glad I've seen. And I'm glad that it's in my musical theatre knowledge and my theatre repertoire. And I think that I think anybody can come and enjoy the show in different ways. There's different themes for people to connect to. So I think it's a lovely night out, and people should come down and watch it. So, how can they catch the show, Sammy?
Well, it's playing at the Victoria Theatre until the 2nd of November, and you can book tickets on bookmyshow.com or directly from Pangdemonium's website.
Absolutely, and a quick final shout out. They've just revealed their next season.
Yes, they have.
And a brand new play, which is going to be great to start off the year. But the one I'm excited by is the end of the year musical, because it's one of my favorite musicals of all time. And if you haven't seen the announcements yet, hopefully this might be an exclusive for you. Next year, Pangdemonium's musical is going to be Come From Away.
Come From Away. Oh, so one to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. One to look forward to.
So get your season ticket now with pangdemonium.com because there's a great season coming up.
Right, my tea's gone cold, love. Shall we leave it there?
I think so.
So that's cheerio. We'll be back soon.
And it's hurrah from me.
And to the cast and crew of Pangdemonium's Kimberly Akimbo.
And to anybody performing in Singapore Theatre, break a leg.